I'm going to choose to cut it right here, and I'm just going to cut a little square piece out of here. This is the pre-finished edge of a sheetrock panel. You always got two sides like this, on the 4-foot direction. Okay, so I got it on this end and also the other end. I've already cut this side here. Well, this is wrapped around, it's indentated so that you can put a layer of tape in there. You know, when you're doing full-size walls and stuff, you still have to butt tape your seams on this side. But you remember where that light's going to go, I want that edge to be a little bit stronger, so I guess I'm just going to do it right here. Maybe I think too much, I don't know. But 12 7/8. I'm just going to make a mark there, 12 7/8. I'm going to come over here. 12 7/8. Remember, it was 15. Okay, and this was a pretty easy one. You might think, oh, I can remember those measurements, and then you get out and cut it and find out you just did an oopsie. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I normally have a straight edge out here, but I'm not going to do a straight edge today. I'm going to cut it freehand. And to get my line, I can just use my chalk line like that. It's got a little hook on there, put it on there, line it up, and snap it. Chalk line, a snap line, whatever. Okay, so I'm only going to cut this long side. Okay, I'm going to do it over here, and you want a fairly sharp blade. I'm just going to eyeball it. Well, not eyeball it, but freehand it right on the chalk. Just score it a couple times, okay? Now, it's going to snap off on the back side, so I can't just, if I score this and score this, there's no way I can just break it off, right? So on this other side, I'm going to cut it using my sheetrock saw. I want to cut it after this. I don't want to cut that first. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm just doing this because it's a little notch. You know, if this was a bigger piece, I'd cut this all the way and then cut that off and have a scrap piece left for something else. But because this piece is so big, I'm just going to cut a notch out of it. Because I never know what size patch next. Maybe the next patch is longer and I could have got a big nice cut out of it, but no, I didn't. It's shorter now because I cut the whole thing off. Okay, now I'm going to lift it up. I'll flop it back down here so you can see it. It's going to have to be careful now so it doesn't break off. Okay, I think you can see that. Now where I cut it, I just lift that up like that. And I see exactly where the line is. And I can score that with my sheetrock knife. And after a while, you want to keep your knives fairly sharp, pretty sharp when you're doing sheetrock, especially when you're cutting. You know? And you can kind of clean this off if you need to, like that. And I cut when I measure my sheetrock patches, I always cut them a little bit smaller than the opening. You don't have to fit it in there so tight that you can't see anything, there's no gap or sloppage, okay? You can have a little bit of sloppage. Know when to build a piano and know when not to build a piano.